NASA researchers say that 2023 was an unforgettable year for sky watchers. Scientists studied rare events like the hybrid solar eclipse in April, the Ring of Fire eclipse in October, and the Geminid meteor shower on clear, moonless nights. But according to NASA's year-end report, 2024 is expected to be even more extraordinary. Their teams believe this year will help us understand more about the sun, comets, and how our solar system behaves. NASA astronomers expect for eclipses, to bright comets, and several important planetary alignments that will give scientists a chance to test new instruments and collect rare data. These events are not only beautiful to watch, but also help researchers explore solar activity, the behavior of dust and ice in comets, and the movement of planets across the sky. One of the most important events of 2024 is the total solar eclipse on April 8th. NASA scientists have been preparing for this for years. The path of totality will stretch from Mexico through the United States and into Canada. It will be the only eclipse of this century where the shadow crosses all three countries. In the United States, totality will begin in Texas at 1:27 p.m. Central Time and end in Maine at 3:35 p.m. Eastern Time. The longest point of totality will last about 4 minutes and 28 seconds, which is nearly twice as long as the famous 2017 Great American Eclipse. During totality, the sky becomes dark enough for NASA's solar instruments to observe the corona, the outer layer of the sun. This area is extremely hot and is usually hidden by sunlight. Scientists hope to collect new images that may show why the corona is millions of degrees hotter than the surface of the sun. Observers may also see Bailey's beads and the diamond ring effect, both caused by sunlight passing through the moon's valleys. NASA strongly reminds everyone to use proper solar viewing glasses. Even a quick look at the sun without protection can damage the eyes. Around 32 million people will live within the path of totality, and NASA expects the event to break viewing records. On the same day of the total eclipse, scientists believe there is a chance that Comet 1-P, Pons-Brooks, also known as the Devil Comet, may appear during the moments of darkness. This comet had several major eruptions in 2023, releasing gas and dust that changed its shape into something that looked like horns. NASA researchers say these eruptions are important because they help reveal what is happening inside the comet's icy shell. Before the total solar eclipse, there will also be a penumbral lunar eclipse on March 25th. This type of eclipse only causes slight dimming of the moon because it passes through the Earth's outer shadow. It will be visible across the Americas and parts of Russia and Antarctica. Later in the year, on September 18th, there will be a partial lunar eclipse that will take place during the first supermoon of the year. This gives NASA a chance to compare how the moon looks when it is slightly closer to Earth. The final eclipse of the year will be an annular solar eclipse on October 2nd, visible from parts of Antarctica and South America. In an annular eclipse, the moon is too far from Earth to cover the sun completely, leaving a bright ring around the shadow. NASA teams in South America plan to use this event to capture more data on solar radiation. With these eclipses alone, 2024 promises to be a year filled with new scientific discoveries. But according to NASA, something even more mysterious is approaching our planet, and researchers are preparing for it right now. A strange comet is coming closer, and scientists believe it may reveal secrets we have never seen before. NASA scientists have been watching Comet 1-P, Pons-Brooks, the one the public calls the Devil Comet, as it moves closer to Earth in 2024. The comet is nearly twice the size of Mount Everest and follows an orbit that brings it near the Sun every 71 years. Its dramatic eruptions in 2023 helped NASA researchers study how icy comets behave when they heat up. One outburst made the comet brighten 100 times almost overnight, and another caused it to form a shape that looked like glowing horns. These changes gave NASA valuable clues about the internal pressure and cracks inside the comet's icy shell. By late March, the Devil Comet will appear in the western sky after sunset. NASA hopes to observe it during the April 8th total solar eclipse. When the sky becomes dark enough to see faint objects, the comet will reach maximum brightness on April 21st, and on June 2nd it will make its closest pass to Earth, about 1.5 times the distance between Earth and the Sun. But because it is a volatile comet full of gas and dust pockets, its brightness is hard to predict, and NASA teams are preparing for anything. However, even if this comet does not put on a major show, another one might. NASA researchers say we are long overdue for a bright comet with a long tail, stretching across the night sky. In 2024, that chance may finally arrive with Comet C. 2023A3, also known as Tsukinchon-ATLAS. Comet A3 was first spotted when it was more than 1 billion kilometers from Earth. NASA telescopes confirmed its orbit and began tracking its speed and activity. If the comet behaves as early models suggest, it might become visible through small telescopes in early summer and possibly to the naked eye by late September. At that time, it should appear low in the eastern sky just before sunrise. Whether it shows a long tail will depend on how active its core becomes as it heats up near the sun. In early October, the comet will pass extremely close to the sun from our point of view and disappear from sight. If it survives this intense heat, scientists expect it to reappear in the northern hemisphere sky around October 11th or 12th. At that point, the comet may glow brightly after sunset and climb higher in the sky each evening. Some NASA predictions say it could become as bright as the brightest stars, possibly even reaching 0 magnitude. But comet behavior is famously unreliable, and researchers must wait to see what happens. In addition to these comets, NASA astronomers are preparing for a series of important planetary conjunctions in 2024. These events allow scientists to test new tracking systems and practice calibrating instruments. When two planets appear close together in the sky, the first conjunction will be Venus and Mars on February 22nd and 23rd. Both planets will pass within half a degree of each other in the southeastern pre-dawn sky. A month later, on March 22nd, Venus will line up with Saturn, passing even closer at 1/3 of a degree. NASA teams plan to use this event to practice comparing the brightness of two very different planets. On April 6th, the Moon will join Mars and Saturn, creating a rare triple conjunction. Then, on April 11th, Mars and Saturn will meet again within half a degree. The most remarkable conjunction of the year will be on August 14th, when Mars and Jupiter pass only 0.3 degrees apart. By then, Mars will be much closer to Earth, making this event a strong target for NASA's imaging systems. NASA is also preparing for several lunar occultations of Saturn, where the Moon passes in front of the planet and hides it from view. From April to December there will be 9 occultations, though only a few will be easy to observe. Each one gives scientists rare chances to measure the Moon's motion and test how well telescopes track moving objects. Besides these major events, there will be 3 supermoons and several popular meteor showers throughout the year. Every month, NASA releases updates about upcoming sky events and ongoing space research. With so many discoveries waiting in the sky, 2024 may become one of the most important years for space science. But NASA scientists say there is still one mystery they cannot fully explain, and it is approaching faster than expected. Something unusual is heading into our solar system, and NASA is preparing to reveal what they have found next.